Welcome back to Golf DBRX's Winning What's in the Bag, where this week we're taking a look at Harris English's bag from the 2025 Farmers Insurance Open. Harris won over at beautiful Torrey Pines. He had a one-stroke win over Sam Stevens. Congratulations to him. He is a Ping staffer, and throughout the bag, it's all going to be Ping clubs. But the interesting thing, some new, some old. It's got a good mixture in there of interesting Ping clubs from past and present. So we'll start at the top as we always do. Harris is playing the Ping G430 LST. So this is a low spin head out of the G40 line, a little bit more forward center of gravity, a little more neutral bias as well. So neutral ball flight, not as much draw or fade as some other heads in the lineup. It is a 10.5 head, and the hosel is actually set to standard, so playing 10.5 in that head. The rear weight is actually set to neutral, and it is shafted up with a Fujikura Ventus TR Blue 6X. Now he's playing this thing at 45 inches with a D4 swing weight, and the Fujikura Ventus TR Blue is a mid-launch low-spin shaft, and it's got a little firmer handle section compared to the standard Ventus Blue. It's reinforced with some spread toe fabric up there, some extra carbon fiber for reinforcement. Plays about 68 grams and 2.9 degrees of torque. So then we move on to his 3-wood, and his 3-wood is an older Ping G400 3-wood. This is a 14.5 degree head. The hosel on it is set to the neutral position, so it's playing the standard 14.5 standard lie angle there. And it was interesting, the old G400 at the time, one of the cool things was it had a face texture on it to help kind of lower spin. It's kind of an interesting little tech piece from back in that day. It is shafted up with a Fujikura Atmos Tour Spec Blue 7X. So this is an older shaft from Fujikura. They haven't made it in a while, but the blue was kind of the mid-launch, mid-spin version of that lineup. It's tipped 1.5 inches in this 3-wood, and it's playing at 42 3/4 inches long. It's a D3 swing weight for this 3-wood here, and again, mid-launch, mid-spin. This shaft plays 77 grams and 3.1 degrees of torque. Now we move into his irons, and his irons are kind of actually a newer set of irons, but before we get into that, he plays a 3-iron crossover, the Ping G410 crossover. So again, a few generations old. We're into the I crossover now currently, but it's the 3-iron kind of replacement. It's a 20-degree head bent to 20.5 degrees. The length on this is 39.5 inches, and he's playing it at a 61.75 degree lie angle, so 61 3/4 lie angle. A crossover there. It's got the thinner face for a little bit more added ball speed. You can add a little bit of power to the top end of the bag, and it's shafted up with a Fujikura Atmos HB Tour Spec Black 9X. It's a long thing to say, but is again one of the Atmos Tour Specs, just in the hybrid version in the 9X. Comes in at 96 grams and 2.2 degrees of torque. And this is the low launch, low spin version as well. They made 3 different models in the Tour Spec series. It was black, blue, and red, but this would be the lowest launching and lowest spinning of the group. Really good feel. Funny thing is, I actually had this shaft years ago. Really smooth feel to it for being a stiffer, lower launching, lower spinning shaft. In his irons, he's playing the Ping Blueprint T. So these are the small, compact, muscle-back blades. He's playing 4 through 9 iron in the Blueprint T irons here. They're forged out of 8620 carbon steel. Really compact look, especially in the long irons. Pretty intimidating if you're not a really good ball striker there. They've got milled face and grooves for consistency and spin, and they are shafted up with True Temper Dynamic Gold Tour Issue X100 shafts. I feel like I don't even need to say anything about these anymore. You know what they are. They're 130 grams, kind of lower launching, lower spinning, just an absolute staple out there on tour. And of course, the tour issue portion of it means they are weight sorted to an insanely tight tolerance of plus or minus 0.5 grams. So very tight tolerances on those, and again, been around for forever. When we move into wedges, his pitching wedge replacement is an older Ping Glide 4.0 wedge. He's playing a 4612S, so 12 degrees of bounce, S grind, which is kind of the standard grind, a little bit wider sole, a little bit of trailing edge relief on it to release from the turf, but a pretty standard sole, great for full shots. And it's got that wedge there. All the Ping Glide 4.0s have kind of this textured face blast for added spin around the green. The Ping, that 46 degree, is shafted up with a True Temper Dynamic Gold Tour Issue X100 to match the irons. And then he's got 2 more Ping Glide 4.0s in the bag. The next one is a 5212S and a 5612S. So he likes the S grind there, he likes that little wider sole. Again, it kind of helps reduce digging, gets through the turf really well. And also, as you open the face, will offer a little bit more float in the sand. Now, these ones there also have that big elastomer insert in the back cavity to kind of help soften up the feel and sound a little bit and make them just a little more pleasant around the greens. His 60 degree is a Ping Glide forge. So the older Ping Glide forge, the original one, again, forged from 8620 carbon steel, super small, really compact shape. It's the 68 degree bounce. Now, I was looking it up. I can't remember what exactly bounce that or what sole shape this is, but you can see that actually Harris's has the trailing edge actually ground off. So he can probably open that up a little bit without that leading edge coming off the ground. And again, as that club gets to the turf, that leading edge being kind of ground off will help release it a little faster through the turf. Now his putter is something, again, a little bit older. This is a Ping Scottsdale Hohum from 2011. So definitely something a little bit older. It's beat up. It shows its signs of wear. It definitely is something that Harris has used. I think he's used it for a win in, I think, 2021 and 2013. So he has used this for a handful of wins throughout his career. It's got the elastomer insert. It has that kind of big round mallet shape, but really a cool look and kind of fun to see something older in a bag like this. He's playing it with a loft of 3 degrees and a lie of 70 degrees. The shaft in it is that straight arc, which looks to be kind of just a slight double bend, so it keeps it face balanced, meaning if you just rested this putter on your fingers or on a table without manipulating, the face would point upwards towards the sky. The length is that Harris plays this at is 36¼ inches long, and his grip is a Ping AVS mid-size grip. Now for ball, Harris English is playing the Titleist Pro V1. This is going to be the standard Pro V1, more mid trajectory, a little lower trajectory, lower spin than say the Pro V1X. Still has a little bit softer feel around the green. That urethane cover offers a ton of spin when you're hitting those lower wedge shots. They chuck up really fast. And then for grips, he's playing the Golf Pride MCC Aligns. So these are the ones that actually have that red line that run down the underside. And what it is kind of a reminder on that grip. It's a raised section. You can feel it in the pads of your fingers. And it helps some players kind of be aware of the face and make sure that the club is square to their target when they're lining up. So that is Harris English's What's in the Bag from the 2025 Farmers Insurance Open. Great win for him, super exciting, and yeah, check back next week when I try to not stutter as much and take a look at the next winner's bag.